What's up, y'all? My name is Raven Rasco with the Authenticity Lab. This is a space where people can come to reflect, grow, and become better versions of themselves. Nobody can leave your mark like you can, okay? So today I have an OG with me, Mr. D, Mr. Put You On Game podcast. First of all, everybody say hello to Mr. D. Come on, tell us about yourself for one. Tell me who you are, where you are in your life today. How are we feeling?
Maybe feeling a little nervous. Feeling okay. It's been a long time since I've been on camera, y'all. It's been a long time since I've been on camera. But I'm back. I'm feeling good. But yeah, it's D. I'm here to put you on game. And I honestly had a lot of stuff going on in my life, so it's kind of why I took a break. But we on the way back now. Coming very soon. I announced some dates towards the end of the episode, but
Okay.
the exclusive. She get the exclusive.
Okay. Well, Mr. Put You On Game podcast. First of all, I don't know why I continue to say that, but like in my phone, even your name is Put You On Game podcast because like I want y'all to understand, he has his own podcast. He is the host of the Put You On Game podcast, okay? The podcast shines light on artists, upcoming entertainers, upcoming entrepreneurs in the world. He has really shed light on how great these individuals are doing in our cities. Wow, I am losing my train of thought. I'm so sorry. This is so nerve-wracking. What the
Usually,
freak?
I'm the one doing the interviews, y'all. I'm usually the one doing the interviews. Now she's interviewing me. She's been on my podcast twice.
Yeah, no, it's okay. So he has done a great job at shining light on upcoming entertainers and upcoming entrepreneurs in Atlanta. And I really enjoy him because I call him a motivational speaker. He does not know that yet. And I also asked him to be my manager, but we gonna get him, okay? But he really does speak a lot of life into these upcoming individuals, upcoming artists, and upcoming entertainers, upcoming entrepreneurs, and shows them that, hey, there is a way. We have to give a platform to these young individuals and show people, what it is that's coming up in Atlanta, and also how you can be a part of that. And so I really do appreciate you, one, for giving me the platform, but also giving others the platform to even be seen, to be heard, because at the end of the day, people need the opportunity to start from somewhere. And I think to be able to be showcased in the way that you do for others, I think that's an amazing thing to be doing in this world.
Thank you so much.
So first, I want to start off by just trying to understand, what does initiation look like for you, especially like when you decided to start your podcast? What was that? What was it? Was it fueled by passion, or was it fueled by a plan? Did you have a plan going into it and you was like, this is something that I want to do? What did that look like, and why was it the Put You On Game podcast?
Okay, actually, it was my friend's idea. Okay, it was my close friend Zay. Shout out Zay. That's my boy. That's my brother. I love him. But it was actually his idea because I used to work at the airport. I used to push wheelchairs and stuff like that. And he always talked about having a podcast. He's like, I want to do a podcast. I want to interview outcome entrepreneurs, entertainers. And I was like, I want to do it with you. And as time went by, now he's doing comedy now. As time went by, he just decided, he was just like, I guess life happened to him, and he was just like, you do it. So I was like, you know what? Okay, I'll do it, So when I first started doing it, it was just like I was just interviewing people I knew, because I'm a very private person. So it took me a long time to, get on camera and start being as vulnerable I am now. I wasn't always this vulnerable. So it was a whole process of even the podcast coming about. I had to get out of my head. I had to get used to being on camera. It was a lot, but... And then put my business out there. So get used to being on camera and put my business out there was very, very tough. But once I got past those obstacles, I started doing the podcast. And I started liking it. I said, okay, I can do this, And then once as time went on, I talked to my mentor, and he was like, to what purpose is. So I understood what purpose looked like and what that meant. And I was like, dang, this stuff feel easy, Like I write my questions, I'm always prepared. But when I'm conversating with people, it's easy conversation. We going, we talking, we flowing. It's easy, And I said people always be so focused on the people that's already successful. Let's focus on the people who's trying to get there. Those stories are beautiful too. We done heard Will Smith's story a million times. Like how many stories we got? I mean, let's hear RJ's story. Let's hear this person's story. It's different. So that's kind of what the podcast can be.
I love that. So you touched on a couple things. You touched on purpose, but you also touched on vulnerability. My first question in regards to vulnerability was when you first saw yourself on camera, when was the first time you noticed you weren't being transparent or like real with yourself?
I think for me, I didn't have that problem. I was always transparent from the beginning.
Good.
What I did was I came home. It was a whole process of me getting on camera. Like I started with coming home, talking about my day at the airport, talking about the people I've dealt with, my encounters, just recording myself. I did that for about a couple of weeks, and then I started posting it to my close friends. And after I posted to my close friends, and I started getting myself comfortable, so when I got on camera, even though the first time I was very nervous, but it was okay. It was okay. But then I think after I'm gonna say probably like the 5th or 6th episode, I was good to go.
I know that's right.
But it was the toughest part for me was me interviewing people I did not know. Because when I first started, everybody I knew I interviewed, and we talk all the time, so it's easy to talk to people that you talk to all the time. It's a regular conversation. But somebody you don't know, like it's a complete stranger, interviewing them, and when I realized that I can give that same passion, that same fire, I said, I can do this.
Okay.
I can do this.
And what was that approach? Like, what did you decide to do differently with the individuals that you didn't know?
I just was myself. I can't even tell you. It just happened naturally. It was just natural. I did the same preparation I always do. I applied it the same way. And when I interviewed, I just flowed up the conversation. I just flowed. Because some people, you will know as you continue to go, when you interview, some people will talk a lot. And some people will talk a little bit, but not much. So you got to kind of carry the conversation. It just the flow how it goes, Some people just let people talk forever, and they'll just get to where they want to get to. Some people, they just get to the point and they shut up,
Yeah.
So you will come to kind of see what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Okay. And in regards to purpose, what did your purpose with the Put You On Game podcast look like when you first started versus what it looks like now? As we evolve, I feel like our purpose kind of changed because we see life differently. We gain more wisdom. We gain more insight to life. And so I'm curious to know, like, what did purpose look like going into Put You On Game podcast? And what does it look like going into your new season?
Well, when I first started, like I said, I didn't understand what purpose was. I was just doing it just to do it. And I enjoyed it, but I was talking to my mentor when he told me about gift and stuff like that and purpose and doing something that you always did that you didn't know was a talent or something. When I started really thinking about it, I said, I've always been this person. I've always been that friend everybody called to for advice. I've always been, I'm the oldest, so I've always been the big brother to little sis, little bro. So I've always been this person, always. But I didn't know that it was a platform for my talent. So once I started doing it and realizing, dang, I always done this. That's why it feels so easy and natural.
Yeah.
So I think my first season, I was just doing it for the love and the talent of it. Now I'm still going to do it for the love of the talent, but now I'm going to approach it from a more business perspective now. Now I'm going to, I start looking at other podcasts, how they always promote themselves and stuff like that. Now I'm approaching it from a more business side now instead of just the talent and love for it.
I love that you said that because the way that you explain it going into this, like, this was just like, I want to talk to my people because I have great people in my life and I feel like they should be showcased in just the real conversations that we have because I have people, we are literally pouring into each other just within our friendships. And so that was how I went in starting this. But then I was like, to just sit in front of camera and just be yourself and also have conversation with other people and hope that other people can listen and want to become better or just kind of have some takeaways from whatever it is that y'all are talking about, is really cool. How are people doing it to where it can cause influence, which is why I started watching other podcasts. And so I'm curious to know, which one you watch often that kind of moves you and feels like I like their business plan or how they move strategically with their business and their podcast. Mine is the Joe Budden podcast.
Me too.
Okay.
Me too. One of them.
Okay, I love that. So, what is another one of yours as well?
My motivation, the two podcasters that I look up, that I look the most in my podcast, you can see similarities, is $1 Million Worth of Game and Drink Champs.
Okay.
Those are the two. Those are my two, like, top two. Drink Champs, number one. $1 Million Worth of Game, number two.
Why Drink Champs?
Because Drink Champs is what I realized that they the episodes are extremely long, but they have fun on the podcast. Like they have like quick time with slime when they ask you to pick between like Lil Wayne or Drake, and and if you don't pick, you gotta take a shot. So that's what my game. My game on my podcast came in from. It came from there because like they have fun on like having fun on the podcast where it feels like not so uptighty. Drink Champs brought that for me because they have a good time. They always giving each other flowers, and it was originally supposed to be a platform only for the legends. So if you did 10+ years in the game, you were on the podcast. Now they got all types of people on there now. But so I was like, you know what? If they doing the legends, I'm going to do the newcomers, the people who I feel like who out here doing their thing but ain't getting the shine. Like, ain't nobody paying attention to. But really, that's where you come in at, So that's kind of, and then Men's Over for Game, the conversation, how authentic and raw the conversations are, is what my podcast is. Like, I want to feel real and authentic and give people game. So we kind of push the same message, just a little differently.
Okay, I love that. So in regards to some new music that has came out, what are some of your new favorites? Either songs. I know an album just dropped with the baby. What you feeling like right now?
I need to listen to the baby album. I don't know. You know what? I've really been listening to. I don't know. I like ASAP. ASAP Rocky's album was okay. It was okay. Okay. It was pretty good. The production was really good on it. I like the production on ASAP Rocky's album. Who else? I liked it. Who else dropped the album? This start? We talking about last year? Or are we talking in general?
We talking about...
Because I like the Cardi's album, too. Cardi album was pretty good. You liked
Cardi's. I think it was good. I think it was difficult to want to come back to because it was very, like, commercialized for me. But it definitely went through her experiences, especially I feel like with Offset, what she's going through just in life in general. I feel like it's heavy, but she tried to make light of it through her music and her album. So I think it was a decent listen. I will agree with that one.
But the thing about Cardi, the reason why I think that album was so dope is because the fact that people expected her to fail. People expect, because she did the Lauryn Hill, one great album, and it's like, where you at now? Are you gonna flop this time? Because when you drop a great album, though, people expect you to live up to the same expectations. Yeah. So if you don't live up to the same expectations, it's like she flop or you trash or we saying we trash. We're not rocking with you. So me, I think she delivered, and I think that pissed off a lot of people. That's why Nicki did what she did on her little run.
Don't get me started on Nicki. Okay.
I actually have a question with you about that, though.
Oh, Lord.
I have a question. Like, how do you feel about Nicki's political stance, though? How you feel about that?
I think it's lame. I don't think she really honestly supports Donald Trump. I think she's in a bind. And she needs to get out of it, like a lot of celebrities right now. They got it's a lot of things happening in Hollywood. I'm glad I'm not in the door with them. Okay? And I think Nicki needs to get out of some things, and she took the worst way she could possibly go. But do I think that she has been reaching out for help from our community? Yes. But I think because it looks so much like she's crazy, she's on that stuff. You know what I'm saying? I think people are not trying to see past what it is that she's genuinely trying to say. I don't keep up too much with Nicki. I used to like her back in the day. But
because we grew up off her, of course.
Yeah, like I had Pink Friday. Yeah. I love Pink Friday Nicki.
We grew up off her.
Yeah. So I can really get into that, but in regards to just how she's always shown up, it just gives that Nicki has always wanted to be the only one. And I can't say if she was a transplant or not because I have not gone down that rabbit hole. But just in regards to how she shows up, it's like, girl, you fired. You know what I'm saying? Nicki, you did a lot and influenced a lot within the rap game, especially for women. But there are also women that came before you that did just as much and even more. Actually set it up, walk so you could run,
Talk to him.
so you could have the run. No, seriously though, to have the run that you did, they moved out the way because they kind of had to. Remy had to go, Kim had to go, some people had to go, and you filled in that space for them. Thank you. Queen Latifah had some acting to do. People had things to do, and you did what you had to do for the culture. But now we got Lotto. Now we got Anicia. Now we have new people.
But see, not to cut you off.
Yeah.
But here's the thing with Nicki, right? Nicki just want, okay, you know how men like how this generation is very influenced by Lil Wayne, right? And they make that known. They always talk about it. You know, guys have no problem dick riding. You know that. Guys have no problem doing that. But females like, you cute, but females not finna do all that like a guy would do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So Nicki, to me, she feels like you just said, she paved the way, she did this, but females are not paying her the proper respect like rappers pay her mentor and guys. So that's where her frustration comes in at. But at the same time, like you just said, she didn't give Kim her respect. You know, that's where the problem issue that with her and Kim when she came out. So that's really her biggest issue for me. I feel like she be mad at newer artists because they don't pay their respects like she feel like they should.
And what is it supposed to look like with the
You're
women?
supposed to kiss her feet. That's what you think.
But that's what I'm saying though. I feel like Lotto has done that. I feel like Meg has done so. I feel like JT has done so. I guess what you're saying is it has to be real deal.
They haven't did it in the way that male do it for other males. It's not the same. It's like females keep it cute. Y'all keep it cute. You know, like she cute, but she ain't all that. Cause
it kind of come off shady. It's not even okay.
You see what I'm saying? But with men, we be like, bro, you are the best thing ever. Like, I would listen to you when I was in the kitchen cooking. Like, men would give respect to other men for some reason. But women just don't do that. So I think Nicki just, and I talked about that with somebody actually. I actually did. And they said, damn, it's an interesting take because I feel like she don't get the respect she don't deserve. Because like you said, Nicki paved the way. So Nicki as an artist, I will always have respect for her and always like praise her as an artist. But a character is very questionable.
Yeah.
Very questionable.
Especially when you decide to go over there with the Orange Man.
Yes.
I can't get down with that.
And then you turn on your own community. I felt that was kind of weird.
Then you turn on your own community.
Because
it's not
at
like
her concert, it was a lot of the girlies there, and there was a lot of the, gays was there.
Yeah. No, definitely. That is her platform. That is her audience.
Yes.
So, child, don't get me started on Nicki. I don't really care for Nicki. Nicki, if you hear this girl, like, just do better, sister. Seriously. So in regards to music in general, what do you think is missing in the rap game in regards to, actually, I want to hear in regards to the men, because I do feel like we have a lot of good women in the game right now. I'm curious to see what they would do in the summertime, but I'm kind of irritated with the idea of music being so conditional of like, you should drop this time, you should drop at that time. So having to wait on the girlies to only talk about popping something, I don't really look forward to that. But I am curious to know what the men are missing because we're getting back in the summer. We haven't heard anything from the men other than T.I., and I'm living for that. But just in general.
Man, substance. Rap to me, substance, the same old stuff, same old music, same type of shit. I feel like I've always said this, like, even if you go in each era, there was always like, I don't want to say bullshit rap, but kind of like little hits, like, even if you go like when we had like the 2000s where we had Young Jock and all those Soulja Boy, Bow Wow, we've always had like similar type of rappers like that. But now it's just oversaturated. It's not balanced. Is my point. It's like everybody's on the same wave now. It was balanced. You know what I'm saying? Like you had a Lil Wayne and you had a Kanye. You like two different type of rappers. You had Lupe. Like it was just two different people. Now it's like everybody's this person. Everybody's talking about this. Right. So I feel like it's not enough substance.
Okay, how do you feel about Finesse 2 Times?
He okay. But that's okay. Okay, he be his rants be kind of hilarious to me sometimes. But
His rants are ridiculous, but and
he's
you know
okay
what?
though.
That's kind of my guilty pleasure. Other than Krishan and Blueface, like Jill Scott, honey,
I like Jill
I
Scott.
definitely be stopping at a Finesse Two Times
We do.
video.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm sorry to say.
But it's okay though,
Yeah.
cause some of the shit be good. But what I'm saying, it just oversaturated.
Yeah.
That's why people get tired of, cause it's not a balance of it. Like you have this and that. Like now, you probably you got Kendrick, you got Cole. That's kind of dropping like little substance rap and a few other rappers in there. But it's mainly, it's like 90% bullshit, 10% good shit. It's not a
Okay.
balance.
So with the rappers with substance, what is your Mount Rushmore for the rappers?
It depends on what era you're talking about. You talking about all time, or you talking about 2010? You talking about our generation? What you talking about?
Let's say 2000s to 2010.
Damn. That's a hard one. Damn, you put me on the spot. Oh my God. It's only three of Mount Rushmore, right? It's only three or four.
I think it's 4.
Okay, give me T.I.
Okay.
Give me Kanye.
T.I. Kanye.
Okay. Give me Wayne. And shit, that fourth spot so tough. Damn. That's fourth spot so tough. You know what? Give me Jeezy.
Jeezy.
Give me Jeezy.
I like Jeezy.
Give me Jeezy. Give me Jeezy.
I like Jeezy.
Give me
Okay.
Jeezy. That shit tough, man.
Okay.
I'm sorry, yeah. I'm missing Gucci. I'm missing Eminem. That was a hard era to go from.
What did you base your answer on, though?
What I heard the most.
Mm.
What I heard the most.
Okay.
Because there's a point in time you couldn't escape any of those four artists. If you're from Atlanta, you couldn't escape any of those four artists. Like, it was just, T.I. was just like, if you look at my old Facebook pictures, I got the hat to the side like T.I.
Okay, yeah.
Like, you couldn't escape that. Like, he made Cascade so, like... Influence, yes. Like, it's hard. You couldn't escape them. That's why I based them off of.
Okay. I can get down with that. So, I had to bring some questions with you.
I got you. I'm prepared, too.
And I'm curious to know
Okay,
what you got to say.
Okay, we already asked about Nicki. Okay. So, yeah.
Oh.
What made you, though, finally get the courage to actually take music seriously? Because I know at first you didn't really know what being an artist would look like for you.
Honestly, truly, take it seriously. I feel like I'm still trying to figure out what that looks like to take it seriously. Especially because we're in a time where, like, the music industry is kind of deconstructing right now. I'm trying to figure out what that looks like and integrating myself in that space while still being able to share my creativity and like my art. But I will say, just taking it seriously, it was fun going through the process of creating in general. And so when I realized, like, oh, this sounds good. And then once I started showing other people, honestly, it was a validation. I can be real about that. The validation of just like, hey, like, you should keep going. Like, you should believe in this. This is not just a little game that you doing in your room. This is something that people want to hear. And once I realized that, because I quite honestly just never heard that. And quite honestly, I've never shared it. It's always just been something for me. So when I did share it and people were like, hey, you should do this again. You should do it more. I was like, okay, like, cool. And so I think being able to say yes to the process and doing it on my own terms is what made me be like, let me just step into it. But I will say that I feel like I lived 1 foot in, 1 foot out. But so far, I feel like that left foot creeping in. You know what I'm saying? The right one already in. But I think as I start to realize that things are able to flop and everything doesn't have to be a hit, everything doesn't have to be something that everyone can take in and see it as beauty. The fact that I made it is already beautiful. So I feel like I need to believe in that aspect. So I will say what's making me take it more serious is the fact that I believe in myself now.
I'm glad you do. Do you remember when I was on your ass?
Yes,
I was
bro.
on your ass,
I
man.
did not. I know.
I was like, this girl got the talent. I was like, what are we doing? What are you
I
doing? But we talked about
know.
what you had going on, during that time period. But I was like, you need to be doing this. So that's what I just really want. That was my question I really want to know. Because I'm like, what made you just finally say, you know what, I'm finna do an EP. I'm finna do this shit. Because I'm like, it took you forever to do my intro.
Okay, it did take forever to do the intro, because I had a lot. It was a lot. I don't know. We already spoke on this, but for sure, like I think it definitely took a minute for me to really just say, "F it, we gonna do it." But honestly, when you get tired of doing the same old thing and you getting the same old results, I had went to this event and I spoke to this guy. He does like producing and plays a lot of instruments for a lot of like really known artists. Mm-hmm. And I asked him like, how are you able to just like get in a room with them and meet them where they are and be able to share your talents like that? He was like, you just get to a point where you have no choice but to do it. Like, you get to a point where it's like you want something more, and the only way out is the uncomfortable route, and the only way out is to just do something that you genuinely don't want to do. And literally that day, he got on the piano later on after the event, and he just started playing the song. He was like, "Do you know this song?" And although I was nervous and my voice was probably a little shy, whatever, I just started singing with him because in that moment I was like, "This is my moment." Like, not to get anything out of it, but just the idea that like he gave you what it is that you need to do. And although you don't know what that looks like for yourself, you better figure it out right now, and at least take that one little step to be like, I did it today. I don't know what it looks like tomorrow. So yeah, in that moment, I was just like, I'm just figuring out how to go after everything, even though I'm scared. So even like sitting right here, I'm scared. But it's really cool to see that you did it. And it's really cool to see people be excited about something that you did do, because also like, y'all don't even know, I'm shaking right now. Yeah. But it's like, I did it. Right. And that's really cool. Right. So I think that's the biggest celebration. It's not necessarily the content. The content is cool, but the fact that I did it is even better. So I think that self-validation is what's keeping me going, and just allow me to believe in the process, because it's like, oh, we seeing this through. Like, you know what it is to do things that are scary, things that are hard. Like, you're figuring that out day by day. So yeah, I think that's what it looks like right now.
That's good. That's good. Yeah. I'm proud of you dropping this EP. I'm very proud of you.
How we feeling about it?
I'm feeling good about the EP. I'm feeling good about it. I really like it. Alignment Lane, I love that. We already kind of discussed that. I like Alignment Lane. That's really... I like the whole EP. You know, I told you, like Erykah Badu vibes, Jill Scott. You give me those kind of vibes and stuff, which is a lane for that. I haven't heard that kind of like music too much, not too much in the public.
Okay.
So just keep going in that lane and keep doing what you're doing. I'm happy that you taking this seriously. Like, I feel like I just remember in my head like, this girl did not take this shit seriously.
No, I didn't. But I think it's also like being able to explore new things through it. Like, now it's not just a way to express myself. Like, this is a way to be creative, but also be strategic and like also learn how to plan, also learn how to execute things. Like, this isn't just like a hobby. It's something that I was able to like watch blossom into something really cool. And once again, I'm always a person big on the process. And so to be able to like sit down, the Authenticity Lab was a thing last year, and I didn't know what it was going to look like until one day I was like, well, I can go pay for a podcast room and just record. Let's just see what happens. We do this all the time. I be talking my mouth off anyways to somebody else. And so, yeah, I just think it's very interesting to see the process. In general, I really enjoy it. So we're going to see how it goes. But we believe in ourselves.
So how did you get so comfortable being vulnerable on camera? That's not one of my questions.
I'm not comfortable, actually. I'm not comfortable at all being vulnerable. Not on camera, not anywhere. But this is actually, if I'm being completely honest, this was my main reason for getting behind the camera because just exploring new relationships, turning 28 this year. I was like, I really want to do better at articulating myself and finding the words and expressing myself and figuring out what it looks like to just kind of be. And I'm not gonna say that I can feel performative sometimes, but sometimes I want to figure out what it looks like to just cruise. And you don't have to be on this high all the time, but just kind of cruise and calm down, allow your nervous system to be calm and express yourself and allow your words to come one at a time. And so I knew that was something that I had to do coming behind, well, I didn't have to do it with coming behind the camera, but I thought it would be cool. But also I wanted to learn what it looked like to be real and then come back and look at what I'm watching or look at what I filmed and then be like, were you being real with yourself? That's why I asked you that question earlier today because I think in one of my episodes I was just having a kiki with my friend and I was like, dang, like you could have had fun with that question. And although that question was answered very truthfully and raw, it was like, yeah, but sometimes I want to say that I like finesse 2 times. I do. He's cool. Like he has his own stuff going on. He's a human, but like I like him. I be watching Blueface. Like sometimes that is also another side of me as well. And I think sometimes just looking back, I just be like, it's vulnerable to also just say like, bro, you like finesse 2 times, and there's nothing wrong with that. So I think
y'all like the mess. Cancers like the mess. Man.
I like
y'all like the mess, boy. Oh my god.
I'm
y'all
so
like
glad that you said that because yes, I love the mess, but like I also try not to put that on others because I don't know how you handle the mess. You know what I'm saying? Me, I mind my business. I take as much of the mess in as possible. Some people really internalize it, so I'm off track. But yeah, like y'all be internalizing. I'm a little different. Whatever. So I do think. What was your question again?
No, you answered this. How'd you get so comfortable being vulnerable on camera?
Okay, yeah. But yeah, that's how the process has been so far. I'm still trying to figure out what it looks like to be vulnerable in these spaces, because I don't like a lot of people in my space. It's hard to share. I don't know the intentions of everyone, but I also know that I deserve to be seen and other people deserve to be seen. And I have to do better at figuring out the best way to articulate myself and express myself, whether it's behind the camera or in front of the camera, which is why I want to do it with people that I really feel close to, people who genuinely do see me, and create that space for me to be vulnerable so that I know what that looks like at every moment. And then also trying to translate that into people that I don't know.
Right.
And I still can do that, but I just don't want to always be the listening ear. I think that's what has kept me from being unseen a little bit, just like not sharing because you're scared or I don't trust this person, but also other people need to learn from the things that you experience, and the more you can be vulnerable about that, the more you can help others, and like we can all be better. So
right, absolutely. Yeah. And my girl's a Cancer. That's how I know.
Hey,
I like the mess.
Hey,
oh God. So everybody you just named, she secretly likes to.
And you know what? I love the Cancers.
Oh yeah.
I love the Cancers.
Okay. What does success look like to you?
That's a cool question. Right now, success looks like for me like financial stability, and also doing something, taking the ideas and making sure that you are executing them, and then making sure you are learning from everything that you're executing and doing something again. I can go on a tangent of what long-term success looks like for me, but I think how I can feel successful right now is doing that. Just focusing on how to improve myself financially for the long run, and also figuring out how to execute things so that, not to say that content is disposable, but just the idea that we can't get hung up on the last thing we did. We should be celebrating it, and we should stop to take our moment to figure out what's next or plan whatever. But like, what does it look like for you to just keep going through the process? What does it look like for you to have this idea, and how long are you going to sit on it, and how long are you going to and when are you going to execute it? So yeah, success right now looks like financial stability and executing, and then celebrating whatever it is that you executed along the way.
Right. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
What does success look like for you?
That's a good question. What does success look like to me? Like you said, financial stability, being able, to me, I'm gonna say this in the camera, if I can just buy my mom a house, that's successful to me. I don't think nothing else would give me the same satisfaction or fulfillment as if I do that. So that is the ghost I'm chasing. I'm chasing that ghost. If I can do that, that's my daily drive, motivation, is to do that. And if I do that, of course I want to have kids and stuff like that, but they're gonna already be good. But for me, if I can just make sure I give that to her, let her know that, her sacrifices and things that she did didn't go unnoticed.
I like that answer. I enjoy that answer because it's very specific. And I think that's what I enjoy talking, like why I enjoy talking to just my people, but just all of y'all in general, because y'all have the ability to share what's deeper. And that's what I'm talking about in regards to the vulnerability aspect of just like touching on just specifically, that's what I want to do. And so I appreciate you even saying that in general. But yeah, I love that.
Yeah, I definitely want to do that. If I could do that, I'd be fine. Like, anything else will be just extra for me.
Okay.
But if I can do that and she be good to go, that'll be like everything to me, because it's just so much stuff that I think about and so much moves that I had to make that I know she probably didn't understand and we kind of disagreed on. But in the long run, if I want to make sure that I did what I said I would do, what I set out to do, at least. You know what I'm saying? So that's the goal right there.
Okay. And along your process, how has things been for you mentally, especially within the last year?
Tough. Draining. I had a few deaths going. My uncle
sorry
died.
to hear that.
It was a lot. I did last year and when I stopped, it was a lot. It's been tough mentally because you got everybody emotions you got to deal with, and take in, and because it's hard to take in everybody's emotions, then deal with your own on top of that, So it was very frustrating, and it was just like, now to get to where this is my first time back on camera and talking again. Feels good to be back, Feels good to miss what you, but it's been a long, gruesome journey. But I'm proud to be where I'm at, though. But it was a lot that happened, so just mentally, just staying focused.
Yeah.
In the midst of all the chaos that's going around, you just staying focused, remembering the goal and accomplishing the goal. Because you can get distracted, you know what I'm saying, what everybody got going on. Because emotionally you attach to these people or maybe situation that's currently going on, but you got to figure out a way to, keep your eye on the prize.
Okay. And you being a man, what does it look like to nurture your mental health in times like that? Like, are you sharing these times with your partner, with your friends? Like, what does the support look like along the way? Because I would hope that you're not trying to do this on your own.
That's a good question. I do share, certain things. I do share a lot. I share a lot with my partner and stuff. We share a lot together. But for me, I think I got so used to RJ to internalizing things and dealing with my emotions the way I deal with them, if that makes sense. But I've learned to identify my emotions. I learned to understand how that makes me feel. So I take the time to feel how I feel and we go through it. Because, y'all Cancer, y'all so emotional. So I be telling her, like, you got to feel those emotions and then you go through them, So I've learned how to deal with my emotions a lot better than I used to. I wasn't able to identify those feelings. Didn't know what those feelings looked like. So now I'm able to process that, but I don't sit in it. You know, I take the time. If I need to cry, I cry. Or I may, you know what I'm saying? I just figure out, depending on how big the situation is, you know? But I do take the time to, like, I have a mental health, check myself. Am I feeling good? If I'm not feeling good, stay away from people. You know, I have my process of what that looks like for me, and it's work. It's very healthy, because then when I move on from it, I'm good to go.
You might have some cancer in you, for real. No, but I'm saying, like, I definitely agree in regards to learning what each emotion looks like and identifying that, but also learning how to feel it. I think I was watching a video the other day, or I was thinking about somebody and how they kind of talk about their life experiences, and sometimes how we all kind of do it, honestly, just to get through speaking about it. But when we talk about things, it's almost like we're analyzing our experiences and we're not feeling them. And so, but it's easier to analyze it while talking about it, because then we don't have to feel it and express those feelings with others. Which why sometimes people may only deal with it on their own, because it's like, at least I don't have to feel it with others. So now I can go through the experience and feel it. Whereas if I share it with others, I might feel it even more. And some people don't like feeling. I don't like feeling sometimes, because it can be strong. So I think that is really cool that you do that as a man. And I hope that men start to at least trying to identify what emotions look like for them and apply that in their everyday life. It's hard.
It's very
it's
hard.
hard for me.
It's
so
very hard. I know I'm up here saying this shit like it's just easy, but I know it's hard, man. Trust me, I know it's tough. It's not an easy thing to do. It is not. It's still a daily process. Like, I'm making it sound good, but it's still an up and down process, you know? Trying to figure out what to share, what not to share. But I do believe you need that community that you can share with and talk to, because I definitely do have that community that I can talk to. If I know if I really need to talk to somebody, I can, you know? But for the most part, I kind of deal with my emotions, you know, by myself, or I tell my girl, because she's around, I tell her how I feel, and she'll be understanding.
Yeah, and I think also I want to be clear that it is okay if you're not at a place right now where, and that this goes for everybody, when you're not at a place to share certain things with others because it feels so like so much, but allow yourself, kind of test yourself sometimes, just to see, like, hey, how would this person do if I even did have this conversation with them? Because some things are too heavy, and that's why we do have community. And so I want them to be there to support you through that. And so if anything, like, sometimes test yourself, see how people can show up for you, because you'll be very surprised. And you also have to teach yourself how to allow other people to show up for you and what it looks like for them to do that. Sometimes we go to them and expect for them to know how to show up for us the first time. And then we get disappointed, because it's like, you didn't do what it is that I wanted you to do, but they don't know what it is that you're experiencing. They don't even know. They probably ain't even identified that for themselves. So I just want to encourage the idea of, like, not being afraid of community, but also figuring out the balance of experiencing those feelings on your own, but also being able to share with others, because that's what we have our community for.
Absolutely. But even then, back to your point, some people still might not know how to show up the way you want them to show up. Some people can show up the way they only know how to show up. So sometimes that part too, you gotta give grace and understanding to that too.
I agree.
The capitalize off of that.
I agree.
Well, let's get back to this question. Yeah. Okay, what is your biggest fear?
My biggest fear, running over somebody with my car. Seriously.
Oh, that is so strange. I did not expect you to say some shit like that. Like,
no, that's first of all, that's the first thing that came. No, like, I fear that. Like,
You got road rage?
No.
Oh man, you trying to keep it cute?
I don't think so. I just feel like people need to move sometimes. Like, but I don't have road rage. No.
Okay.
No. I don't know. It might be. But when it comes to people like actually walking on the road, no.
Okay.
No. Biggest other fear, I feel like it's so cliche though. Like it probably would be just failing. But I feel like it literally shows up in my everyday life to the point where it's like I'm so hard on myself on trying to be better because I'm not only trying to fail others, but I'm also not trying to fail myself. Like it really scares me to fail. That so much so that I feel like I'm on a constant binge of just trying to be better. Sometimes I have to teach myself how to be human. Like sometimes I genuinely had to be like, girl, okay, like you're 27, you didn't know that. This is new information. You literally just learned this today. How were you supposed to know? I literally was having a conversation the other day. Like when I say the smallest things can feel like failure to me, not knowing the what's it called? The definition to a word, or not even knowing a word in general, and somebody's like, you don't know that word, I would feel like a little failure because it's like, you trying to hold me? You know what I'm saying? But just the smallest things like that kind of feel like failure to me. Right. So I think I could say failing just in general. It's like I feel like I always gotta be better.
Yeah, you're saying.
Yeah. Okay. So but it's like it's such a, it could be so much against me sometimes because it's like, calm your heart down, girl. Calm your nervous system down. Like it's okay. You doing the best you can, and some people doing the bare minimum, below the rock. Right. You know what I'm saying? And not to compare it, but it's like, calm yourself down. You can be human today. Right. You had a day, you know? So yeah, I'll say that.
Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
The next 5 years, I see myself, I haven't thought that far, but I can think that far now, sure. In the next 5 years, I would hope, especially for this podcast, just with all the things that I've been doing this year, I would hope to have grown my music and my streams. I would say to about like 50,000 to like 100K streams. I don't know how I'm going to do that, but
you gonna do it.
I'm amen, because I got a manager. No, I'm just playing. But I will hope to see my music up to that amount of streams, like also putting in the work with my music, and probably have done like an album by then, and more visuals. And then on top of that, with the podcast, just having more conversations with more people, probably having more conversations with my family on here, and having my own space, and also possibly having like my own space real estate wise. Yeah, in 5 years, I would hope to be smarter.
I like that.
I would hope to be smarter and more strategic, and a businesswoman. Not relying on a corporate job, someone that is consistently showing up in the podcast world, in the creative world, and in the business world.
I like that. That's cool. Yeah. I like that. So, are you ready to start performing?
Yeah.
Why you say it like that?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm not. I'm really not. But I think that is something that I am interested in. I think I am trying to figure out what that looks like for me. I've reached out to some people, because like I want to have the live band experience, and I want to figure out what that looks like to not be a part of my own band, but also like being able to work with other people who play the guitar and like who play like different instruments like the piano, to have those sounds come together and be able to provide a performance for others. Hopefully I'll be able to do that soon. I know we talked about yes. I know that we've talked about that, and so I'm super excited about that. Okay. You want to tell them when that is?
March 1st. March 1st. Literally a month from now.
A month from now, yes. So although I said I'm not ready, this is what the whole situation is. We're scared, but we're doing it. I actually had made a couple videos on my artist page to kind of kick that off. But
Okay.
yeah, like I am excited about that performance. I haven't told anyone this the news. But I'm excited to get out there and just see how people like it and see how I do and get more comfortable. I've been practicing in my mirror, just trying to figure out what song is best. But no, I am ready for it. I'm just scared. That's all.
I like that though. I think you're gonna do a great job. I'm not gonna put you like the room itself is ready for that kind of music. The
Okay.
settings for it. So when I put you in these type of room, I'm not gonna put you in a room that's gonna be like not your audience. Okay, I'm gonna put you in a room where the vibe is going, where I know your music will be listened to, and people won't just be, act like they don't want to hear that shit. So that's why I feel like this is the perfect event for you to come and do your thing at.
Okay,
I think
and
I want to see.
Tell me more about the event, actually.
It's actually a wine event that
Okay.
Kiara is doing. She's working with somebody. She's putting it together. So and she's talking about doing a few artists, one or two. And I was like, after we had that phone conversation, like look when that was. Like a month ago, we talked. We talked a month ago, and I was like, "I got this event coming up for you. Like, you said you was ready. Like, let's do it. You know."
Yeah.
And he was like, "Okay." He's like, "I do want some." I'm like, "Okay, cool.
Yeah.
We'll make it happen." So
I
yeah.
know that's right. See, that's the manager. Okay, okay, I'm kidding, because he gonna get tired of me. I don't think he gonna do it until I really lock in for real. But that's okay. Okay, so in regards to, sorry, did you have any other questions?
No, I mean that's pretty much it. We keep talking. I know.
No, you're good. You're good. Because I had just a question for you in regards to everything that you are doing now. I know the imprint that you have left on my life. I'm super just appreciative for how much you have encouraged me and motivated me to stay in the thick of it. And trust my process and trust my talent and trust the vision that God has given me. You have always been that light for me. And so that is something that I really genuinely do appreciate, because there are times where I'd be like, yeah, they don't need me. And you always remind me that they do. And that's something, whether you believe it or not, that's, if I would have had that energy throughout my life, I would have been way further. So I just appreciate that. But I'm curious to know, that's just my experience, but when people do leave your vicinity, leave you in general, what is the imprint that you want to leave on their life?
The same thing you just said. That was just beautiful said. Because I felt like, could you imagine like how I felt like being next to LeBron? Like, and then seeing where LeBron is at, like, could you, like, that gift, that talent, like, before the world knew who LeBron was, So that's kind of how I feel. Like, when I feel something that's like, oh, this shit can go, you know what I'm saying? Like, this person can really go, or whatever the case might be. When I believe in something, I believe in it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to go all in. I treat people how I want to be treated. You know what I'm saying? So I'm always like I said, well, rooms I know that you're kind of scared about performing and stuff. So I'm not gonna put you in these. I'm gonna take my time with you. We gonna go this little stuff, and then as you build more confidence, then we're gonna take it up a notch. You know what I'm saying? So I just treat people how I want to be treated, but I want people to say the same thing you just said. I think that was beautifully said. I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that.
Yes.
I do. Because when I believe in something, I believe in something. And, and I want to make sure that people are believing in themselves, especially us. Especially us. So I'm just happy that you're doing this thing. Like, I'm happy, like, we got a Authenticity Lab going. We got all this stuff going. Like, it just, because I just remember those conversations we had where we was just like, oh, we don't know. We kind of, still trying to figure some things out. And to see you actually bring it to life, this is a beautiful thing. Yes. This is beautiful. And I love that you're doing this. I know you're going to have some dope guests on here. It's gonna be some dope episodes because RJ gonna give it all. She's gonna tell you how she feel, and she's not gonna sugarcoat shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I watch all your videos. Like, I see everything you say. Like, I'm like, this girl here, and I look at it in its entirety because I told you, like, this is something you need to be doing. Your opinion, your voice matters. So continue to give it.
Yeah, okay. I love that. Well, Dee, thank you so much for coming on the Authenticity Lab podcast. I really do appreciate you for being here getting here and sharing your time with me. This is a space where people can grow, reflect, and become better versions of yourself, okay? Relax, relate, release, be who you want to be. I enjoy talking to you. I appreciate you being here. And just always know that no one else can leave your mark like you can, okay? Okay, thank you so much.
And I also want to announce some dates, okay?
Oh, yeah.
Podcast, Put You On Game is coming back March 1st. It's coming back March 1st. So all that, everything's coming back. The beginning of March, Put You On Game is coming back. We're coming back with vengeance. We're coming back hard. Haven't decided the guest list yet, but y'all heard it further. Got a date, and we about to get started.
Yes, and y'all go back and watch the episodes that he already has. He shares a lot of good content with a lot of good upcoming entertainers and entrepreneurs. So anyone that you probably need for your next event, anything that you probably need for your next creative events, he probably already has them, and they're fierce trailblazers. So definitely make sure that y'all go and watch the Put You On Game podcast as well.
And watch our episodes too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and watch our episodes. Links in the bio. But D is amazing. So I appreciate you being here.
Thank you for having me.
You did a great job. Back on the camera. I know that's right. Okay. See y'all later. Peace.